The rumble of motorcycles echoed through the small town of Asheville every Friday night. Locals knew what that meant. The Iron Serpents were in town. Leather jackets, tattoos, and roaring engines made people cross the street when they saw them coming. Leading the pack was Jake Turner, a man with piercing blue eyes, a scar down his cheek, and a reputation that sent shivers down anyone's spine. To most, Jake was trouble on two wheels, wild, unpredictable, and dangerous. But beneath the leather and the attitude was a man haunted by things no one saw: years in foster homes, lost friends, and one bad decision that cost his brother his life. That Friday, Jake and his gang rolled into Maggie's Diner, their usual stop before hitting the highway. The neon lights flickered over the cracked windows as they took their seats. The same waitress served them every week, Emily, a quiet woman in her mid-20s who never said much, always smiling, always polite. But tonight, something was different. As Emily placed their orders, Jake's sharp eyes caught something, a faint purple mark peeking from under her sleeve. When she reached for a plate, the bruise extended across her wrist. Jake frowned. "Rough day, sweetheart?" he asked, his voice low. Emily forced a smile. "Just clumsy, I guess." Jake didn't buy it. Years of reading people, years of violence, he could spot fear a mile away. And she was terrified. When she walked away, Jake's second-in-command, Rex, chuckled. "You getting soft now, boss?" Jake shot him a look that could freeze steel. "Shut it." Over the next hour, Jake watched Emily closely. Every time the diner door opened, she flinched. Every time someone raised their voice, her hands trembled. Then, as she leaned over to refill a customer's cup, her collar slipped, revealing more bruises along her neck. Jake's gut tightened. He'd seen those marks before, too many times. When the gang finished eating, Emily handed Jake the bill with a shaky hand. "Thanks for coming by," she said softly. Jake slid a $100 bill under the check and added, "Keep the change." But as she turned to walk away, he said quietly, "Who did that to you?" Emily froze. Her eyes glistened, but she didn't answer. That night, the Iron Serpents didn't leave town. Jake waited in the alley across from the diner, smoke curling from his cigarette. Just past midnight, a black pickup truck screeched into the parking lot. A man stormed out, red-faced, drunk, yelling. He grabbed Emily by the arm so hard she cried out. Jake's jaw tightened. "That's him," he muttered. Before anyone could blink, Jake crossed the street. His boots hit the pavement like thunder. "Let her go," Jake said, his voice cold. The man sneered. "Mind your damn business, biker boy. She's my wife." Jake stepped closer. "Not anymore, she's not." The man swung. One wild punch. Jake caught it midair and twisted his arm until he hit the ground screaming. The gang moved in behind Jake like shadows. Within seconds, the man was disarmed, his threats drowned by the rumble of engines. Jake turned to Emily, who stood frozen, tears streaming down her face. "You got a place to go." She shook her head. "Then you do now." The next morning, the town woke to rumors. The biker gang had beaten up a man behind Maggie's Diner. But the truth was in the diner itself. Emily stood behind the counter, bandages on her wrist but smiling for real this time. Jake had fixed the broken door, and one of the bikers had brought flowers for the counter. The Iron Serpents, the town's most feared men, had become her silent guardians. A week later, a sheriff showed up. He'd heard what happened. Instead of arresting anyone, he just nodded. "You did good, Jake." Jake shrugged. "Just evened the scales." Months passed. The diner started drawing crowds again. People felt safe there. And Jake came by every Friday, always sitting at the same booth. Emily would bring him coffee. 2 sugars, no cream, and they'd talk about everything from the weather to second chances. No one ever saw the angry husband again. Some say he skipped town. Others whisper Jake made sure he never came back. But Emily never asked, and Jake never said. Years later, when Jake died in a highway accident, the whole town showed up for his funeral. The same people who once crossed the street to avoid him now lined the roads, holding candles. Emily stood by his grave, whispering through tears, "You saved me when no one else would." On his tombstone, someone carved the words, "He rode with the wind, but his heart stayed behind." And in that small diner by the highway, a photo of Jake still hangs, a reminder that kindness doesn't always wear a suit or carry a Bible. Sometimes, it rides a Harley and wears a leather jacket. True strength isn't about power or fear, it's about having the courage to protect those who can't protect themselves.